Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I, as always, am Grestar, and this is another reaction to a horror movie. This time we are watching Halloween. So yes, this is a continued part of what I am dubbing my little Nightmare Before Christmas, because originally, if you didn't see my introduction to the last reaction, I will explain it here as well. Originally, in October of 2020, so it's 2021 right now at this time of recording, but October of 2020, I was originally going to watch 5 different horror movies, react to them, you know, and then upload my reactions to celebrate Halloween, you know, a little bit, because I am not one to watch horror movies. Like, I don't even play that many horror games, but I feel like I do worse personally with horror movies. I just get all anxious, and I don't like being jump scared, and I don't like seeing, like, gore or mutilation or pain or that kind of thing. I figured I would be a little bit better with just some slashers, you know, some of the classic slashers that were out, especially because, you know, like, since then, or like, I mean, definitely at the time, and I talked about that in the original video too, but since then I've played a lot more Dead by Daylight as well, and so, you know, I'm a little bit more familiar with, like, the individual spooks of those characters, you know, like Michael Myers, and so it's just one of those things I wanted to try out. And then recently, when I discovered, like, the black bar technique to block off the videos, I'm hoping that will work to keep, like, copyright off my back and actually let me upload these for you to enjoy. So on that note, I hope that you enjoy this reaction. I hope that I don't die from watching this video. And I guess that's all there is to say. So with that, let's get to watching. It should be noted, of course, that I cannot show the entire movie on screen. I mean, even with the black bars, I cannot and I will not show the entire movie. I will just be editing out, you know, reactions or thoughts or comments or whatnot. So, yes, here we have Halloween, and it is going. Just adjusting my headphones so I can better hear. I really enjoy, honestly, the Halloween theme. Like, it's so simple, but it's, like, iconic, and I really like it. Jamie Lee Curtis is Laurie Strode. I know her from Dead by Daylight. We are still just zooming in forever on this jack-o'-lantern. I think it stopped zooming. I think we're settled on the eye and the nose, which I wonder if that was supposed to be representative of the mask and the knife. You know? Haddonfield, Illinois. Oh, that's where Haddonfield is. Okay. So if I understand correctly, Michael Myers was not intended to be, like, the sole antagonist of the Halloween series. It was meant to just be, like, a series of Halloween-ish events, right? But then, like, Halloween 1 and 2, I think they were both Michael Myers, and then Halloween 3 was not. But then Myers was, like, such a popular character that they just, like, kept bringing him back and, like, made him the Halloween icon, right? Halloween is in the series, not the holiday. Making out. How dare they? Oh, fashion, how you have changed. Oh my gosh, they turned the lights off. I'm surprised that we got, like, the little horror spike from that. Well, the back door was just open, was it? That seems not safe. So, are we seeing then? Because that was, like, clearly not an adult's arm, you know? This is Little Myers. Bye. Alright, so she dead. But why is she dead? Did he just have a random bloodlust, or? For whatever reason, like, my mind is thinking that she's his sister? But I have no idea why. When he puts a mask on. That was clever. He has the boy's mask. But I just don't know if, like, otherwise this would be a random girl, you know? Michael! Oh, yep. Oh no, she's dead. Her sounds of pain were interesting. So, oh, stop! Oh, no! Oh! Uh-oh, what's the car?
Michael?
That's little Michael Myers? I didn't think we'd actually get to, like, see him. So why was he so distraught? Here's my guess. That was his sister. He had a thing for her. He was super jealous because this other boy got her affection instead, so he decided to kill her. That's my thinking. From what little knowledge I've been given so far. October 30th, 1978. Oh shoot, I don't remember when the last one was, like 56? Something like that? So now Michael would be an adult.
Actually never want him to get out.
Never.
Then why are we taking him up to Hardin County if you're just gonna lock...
Because that is the law.
Since when did they let them wander around?
Oh dear. That's not what you want. That's definitely not what you want. You would not... You don't want to open your window? What are you thinking? Some person jumps on top of your car. That's exactly when you lock all of the doors and close the windows. Stay away from the windows, in fact. I'm sorry, then. Is that just superhuman strength? Well, that was mighty unfortunate, wasn't it? Well, this has been a very bizarre opening. I mean, like, the first part made sense to me. The second part right there, with, like, the asylum or whatever, did not. So it's just like, yeah, they were just... He was just out already of the... Because he was already beyond the gate. Did he escape? Was he actually just let out there? And then he just immediately steals the car and gets out? What the heck? It just seems very implausible. And then, you know, you have to, like... You start looking at his strength, and it's like, there's no way. You wouldn't just, like, open palm smack a car window and it would break, unless old car windows are just, like... Maybe they're a lot less durable than they are today?
Can we make jack-o'-lanterns? Sure. Can we watch the monster movies? Sure. Can you read to me? Can we make popcorn? Sure.
What an excitable boy.
Why? I have to drop off a key.
Why?
Because he's gonna sell a house.
Why?
Because that's his job.
Where?
The Myers house.
The Myers house.
Wow, this boy is not my favorite. Like, how old is he to be asking why 7 times in a row?
I am.
There, the deed is done.
Bonnie Eames said never to go up
There was someone in there.
Bonnie Eames said that's a haunted house. He said awful stuff happened there once.
Lonnie Lamb probably won't get out of the 6th grade.
I gotta go. I'll see you tonight.
Bye.
Bye, small child. Okay, bye. See you later. Bye.
Wish I had you all alone. Just the 2 of us.
Uh-oh. Michael getting his stock up. Wow, so that really is accurate. Yeah, because he just stands there breathing and... Like, it seems he's already wearing a mask based upon the sound of the breathing.
Now, for God's sakes, he can't drive a car. He was doing very well last night. Maybe someone around here gave him lessons.
Like, it's... In my opinion, it's not very hard to drive a car. It's hard to drive a car, like, safely and legally. You know what I mean?
Is fate.
Fate.
You see, fate caught up with several lives here. No matter what course of action Collins took, he was destined to his own fate. His own...
I have no idea what story they're reading. But here we are, talking about fate and destiny and whatnot. So is it just because she happened to be the one to go up to that house, or is it because she reminds him of his sister? I'm leaning toward the latter. Wow, kids and bullies are super dumb, but especially kid bullies.
Boogeyman, ooh, the boogeyman, 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 boogeyman.
Aw, he was gonna carve that later. That's right, the boogeyman, the boogeyman, the boogeyman. Like, I do think I'm catching, like, flashes of white. Yeah, like, at his collar. Yeah, that's definitely him. Super spooky. I mean, he did see her with Lori. Or, sorry, he did see him, the boy, with Lori, is what I meant. And, of course, he would get, like, an official vehicle like this. Because not as many people would, like, bat an eye at that.
I'm his doctor. You must be ready for him. If you don't, it's your funeral.
I mean, it sounds like Doctor's basically doing what he can. What is it, boy? Rabbit in red? What does that mean? Oh no. There's a Bowdy. With very bright red blood.
Look at all the books you have. You need a shopping cart to get home.
It's just like you have so many books, you need a shopping cart to get home, and it's like she's holding them under one arm. I think she's fine.
Jerko got caught throwing eggs and soaping windows. His parents grounded him.
Wow.
Come over to
Sounds like a lovely guy. It's that vehicle again! Oh no.
Hey, jerk! Speed kills!
Did he actually hear that?
Can't you take a joke?
Yeah. I like to think he heard that. It's like, oh, they're joking. Okay, I'll just go on.
I'm babysitting the Doyles. It's only 3 houses down. We can keep each other company.
Oh, terrific. I've got 3 choices. Watch the kids sleep, listen to Linda screw around, or talk to you.
The acting in this movie so far, just impeccable. I just find the characters so believable. So I don't think Michael was there, but the camera lingered so long, it was like we were the stalker. Kind of feels like that's the idea at points, because like, oftentimes we're so zoomed out and cannot hear what they're saying. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look.
Look where?
Behind the bush.
I don't see anything.
The guy who drove by so fast, that one you yelled at.
Oh, subtle, isn't he?
People have no sense of self-preservation, do they?
Hey, creep. Lori, dear. Bye.
Now she's walking alone. Oh no. Because as we know, Michael's a fast boy. A very fast boy.
Excuse me,
Oh,
Laurie.
Mr. Brackett, I'm sorry, Mr. Brackett.
Oh, I didn't mean to startle you.
That's all right.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare, huh?
Yes, sir. Nice seeing you, sir.
So he's an officer person. Cool. How's it going, officer person? Don't die, okay? This movie needs you. Was he the person the doctor was trying to communicate with? I'm sorry, while you were watching, he disappeared? What did it look like to you? Because to me, he was there and then he was gone between the frames, but you never turned your eyes away. So that was just a viewer thing. What the heck?
Hello? Hello? Who is this?
He knows her number.
Hello?
Why'd you hang up on me?
Annie? Was that you?
Of course.
Why didn't you say anything? You scared me to death.
I had my mouth full. Couldn't you hear me?
Thought it was an obscene phone call.
Now you hear
I had my mouth full. Why did you call me then?
Okay, bye.
If you can't talk to someone, don't bloody call them. Like, especially if you don't intend to talk. Like, the only time I feel like it's okay to eat while on the phone is if it's intended to be a long conversation. If it's gonna be like 10 seconds long, just wait those 15 seconds to call, have the conversation, and end it. And if I were Lori, what the heck are you doing just lying in bed like that? No, if you're seeing all these things, like this masked stalker behind you, like trailing after you, staring at you through the window, maybe call the police. Maybe don't just lie in bed for a little while and assume that everything's gonna be okay. Like, whether it's Halloween or not. That kind of thing is harassment, and that is 100% not okay. She is like... I feel like they're trying to play her out as a smarter smarter protagonist, you know? With like, you know, she recognizes the car. She recognizes that there is danger around the bush, that kind of thing. Unlike her friends who are absolutely stupid and like gladly march around the bush to where they could have just been grabbed and stabbed and stuff. But she's also doing all of these dumb things. Like, you know, the aforementioned lying in bed, or just there, you know, just sitting out in the open on a block. I do wonder if there are shots of Michael in this movie where it doesn't intend for you to see him, you know? Because, like, oftentimes, you know, it's obvious that the intention is like, ooh, look, he's there, he's watching. But I wonder if there are times where he's in the background just almost hidden, you know?
Yeah, Judith Myers. He came home.
That does make a little bit more sense for something in Dead by Daylight. He has an add-on that's a tombstone of some kind. I don't remember the name, but,
I wasn't spooked.
yeah. And of course, with them being trailed right now, don't fear the Reaper.
My dad! What happened?
He can't smell the smoke
What
at all.
happened?
Oh, somebody broke into the hardware store. Probably kids.
You blame everything on kids.
Well, now all they took was some Halloween mask, rope, and a couple of knives. Who do you think it was?
Why does the hardware store have Halloween masks?
Father.
Aren't you going to be late?
Huh?
I said, aren't you going to be late?
He shouts, too.
Yeah, because he was trying to talk over the alarms and you couldn't hear him. That's why you said what? Dummy? But also for an officer to be like, yeah, all they stole was some masks, some rope, and knives.
Pardon me, I'm...
They're probably not up to anything suspicious.
I'd like to have a word with you, if I could.
Just kids being kids.
It is,
Little pranksters. Is Michael gonna kill him? I mean, that would seem like something to me that would happen. Because right now, I feel like the biggest threat to Michael is the doctor. Because the doctor actually knows him. Also, for how observant they've been playing Lori so far, she hasn't noticed any of this, you know, bit of following while in the car with whoever this other person is. I'm sorry, whomever. Also, how long were they driving? It is now dark. I did not get the impression that it was that late. Nor did I think that they were going to be driving, like, that far away for it to become this dark. Well, how fun. Now he knows where one person lives and where the other person is currently going to be babysitting. And he's parking. Nice. Thankfully, all he stole was some Halloween masks, some rope, and a knife. And there's the sheriff. With the doctor. Back at the Myers house.
Does anybody live here?
Well, not since 1963 when it happened. Every kid in Haddonfield thinks this place is haunted.
They may be right.
So it was apparently 1963. I think I was thinking like 56. A few years different.
It's still warm.
A recently dead dog?
Could have been a skunk.
Could have.
Man wouldn't do that.
This isn't a man.
So however they killed it bad. Because, like, if you're the sheriff, too, if you're to say a man wouldn't do that with however it was killed, like, doesn't that mean, especially since it's warm, that maybe you should be concerned about there being a wild animal in the house? A vicious wild animal at that, given your observation?
He could have seen inside.
What was that, though? I still couldn't tell what that was.
You must think me a very sinister doctor. Oh, I do have a permit.
I'm sorry, but what was that?
I think he'll come back. I'm gonna wait for him.
I still think I should notify the radio and television.
No.
You're going to wait for
If
him.
you do that, they'll see him in every street corner. They'll look for him in every house. Just tell your men to keep their mouths shut and their eyes open.
I'll check back.
Like,
in an
Doctor,
hour.
unless you're going to be here with the detail, like, you shouldn't be here. You alone are just going to die. I still don't know what was up with the window.
Why you keep him under there?
Mom doesn't like me to have him.
Oh.
Laser man, neutron man, I can understand why. Tarantula man.
Lori, what's the boogeyman?
I guess all of his things are something man, so boogeyman.
I have big, big news for you.
Hi, puppy.
Oops. Hold on a minute. Hi, Lester. I'm
Puppy's
about
not
to
happy
ripped
about
apart by
something.
the family dog. Lindsay, get this dog out of the kitchen right now.
Puppy's just trying to protect his owners.
It was easy. I can't believe this. I can't tell you anything. Every time I tell you something, everybody else knows about it.
What prompted him to just
Please tell me you didn't.
gaze through like that?
You didn't. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I couldn't even
Boogeyman is
face him.
outside. Lori's out there.
Hold on.
Lori, the boogeyman is outside. Look.
Tommy, there's nobody outside. Go watch TV. It's just Tommy.
And once again, like, seemed to be trying to portray her as a smart protagonist at some times, but then here, when she was seeing someone repeatedly stalking her, and then she ignores him when he sees something too.
No, I just made a mess of myself. I gotta call you back. Oh, yuck!
Lindsay, I need a rope.
And of course, she starts just stripping right in front of. Obviously, she doesn't know, but
Lindsay, Lester's barking again and getting on my nerves again.
oh no, a dog is barking.
Oh, never mind. Guess you found a hot date.
You're the worst, Annie. You're the worst. I will not miss you. But see, it's also just a thing where it's like, I guess Michael just has supernatural strength. Because, like, that was a pretty big dog, you know? I know it depends on the person you are, whether or not a dog is big. Like, it's big in my opinion.
All right. The boogeyman can only come out on Halloween night, right?
Right.
Well, I'm here tonight. I'm not about to let anything happen to you.
Promise.
Promise.
Can we make the jack-o'-lantern now?
Let's go.
I mean, good on her for trying to be a good babysitter in that moment. On the phone, no, that was, yeah. Like, at least it wasn't a complete dismissal in the sense of, like, you know, there's still, like, the affectionate hair ruffle and they go watch TV and stuff. But all of his concerns were just completely ignored. Why would you not close that door? Then again, I don't know where she is. This is just in the house, right? I don't know, it's just like for me, even if I'm not... Even if I'm not afraid for my life, I'm closing and locking doors, you know? Like, what's the point of having the door open like that just behind you? I don't understand. It's just for this little gag so that she can open the door. Wait, is he really gonna come behind? What?
Lindsay, come out here. Lindsay, I'm in the laundry room. The door won't open.
Okay, so their laundry room is in a separate building then? Is that what I'm getting?
Almost a perfect
We found a flying saucer.
Oh, Lindsay, get the phone. It's Paul.
Oh, you see the glints of the knife? Oh, this poor little girl.
Annie, Paul called!
Ow!
Why would that lock from the outside?
You locked yourself in.
I know. Oh, my foot. I'm stuck.
Couple things here. Yeah, so I guess I'm just not familiar with there being like an outside laundry building. That's just not something that I've ever, I think, seen. So I guess it was just an older thing.
Now, promise me you won't tell anybody about this.
But also, you got stuck in the window. What kind of cheap porno is this?
All right, cut it out. It can happen to anyone.
Sure, stuck in a window.
Yeah, but I've seen you stuck in plenty of other positions.
My parents are gone.
Michael.
Oh, that's fabulous. When did they leave?
About a half hour ago.
Oh, utterly fantastic.
And he's gone. Honestly, I'm surprised by how few acts of violence there have been so far. And I'm sure there will be like a great escalation at this point. I've just been surprised, that's all.
Thought Paul was grounded.
He was. Old Jerko found a way to sneak out. Listen, I'll call you in an hour.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I really just don't understand, like, their interest in activities and then their interest in other people, you know? I even as a teenager, I didn't understand teenagers. And now I definitely don't understand teenagers, you know? Where it's like, oh yeah, this terrible guy, yeah, I'm gonna go meet with him in the dead of night even though he's supposed to be grounded and we're gonna snog. It's like, okay, sure. Surely she's going to die here. Surely, right? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for it. Oh, he's in the back? Is he in the back? Hey, look at that. He was in the back. We're just choking her out? Okay. That was interesting. I was expecting a lot more stabs and blood. But Michael sure took his time, didn't he? Oh no, it's the boogeyman. He's got a lady.
And if you don't stop all this, I'm gonna have to turn off the TV and send you to bed.
Nobody believes me. I believe you, Tommy.
It's like, stop it, you're scaring her. It's like, well, he's clearly terrified. You're a bad babysitter. I'm taking back the thing I said earlier. You're not good. Because there wasn't even any, like, consoling there. There was just, no, there's not. You're either wrong or lying, and if you keep being afraid, I'm going to punish you. Yeah, Doctor, you should absolutely stop them.
Hey. Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
Okay, that's good. Just because, like, yeah, he knows that Michael has come back. Jesus. And been in that house, and so like you wouldn't let kids wander up to it.
All right, I'll stay with you tonight, just on the chance that you're right. And if you are right, damn you for letting him go.
Yeah, it was his fault. It was his fault. It was not at all his fault. Somehow he was just outside, and then the lady was an idiot and rolled the bloody window down. And granted, we saw that Michael has superhuman strength and was just gonna break the window. But still?
First I rip your clothes off.
Don't rip my blouse, it's expensive, idiot.
Then you rip my clothes off. Then we rip Lindsay's clothes off. Yeah, I think I got it.
Totally.
Sorry, who was Lindsay again?
Annie! Annie! We're here!
So Lindsay was the little sister, right?
Oh, Annie probably took Lindsay out for
Was he really talking about ripping Lindsay's clothes off? So their thing with like, screw lights, how about a few lamps? That'll be fine. Hey look, there's Michael. Michael the voyeur.
Hey, is Annie around?
No, I thought she'd be home by now. She went to pick up Paul.
Well, she's totally not here.
She probably stopped off someplace. Have her call me when she gets home, though. I have Lindsay here, and I want to know what time to put her to bed.
Okay. Later.
Have a good time.
We definitely will.
Bye.
Okay, so.
Lindsay is gone for the night.
Hey, now that's wonderful.
Now we can start getting naked. Well, Michael's been really patient so far. Michael really is the most like strangely patient person. It's like we saw his shadow in their room. You know? Oh no, the door slowly opened, seemingly on its own.
Annie? All?
Wait, also, I just now realized that he got completely dressed.
Linda, you asshole.
When did that happen?
Okay, Linda. Come on out.
Never mind, go back in, go back in! I was starting to think he just wasn't going to use the knife in the movie. Oh, he used it so hard, it stuck him there. But from the hardware store, he stole knives, plural. So, I'm sure he's holding them somewhere in his pockets. Probably. She has been waiting for her beer for like 5 minutes now. Why would Michael do that? Why would Michael do that? But why would he do that though? So he just does have a sense of humor?
All right, come on. Where's my beer?
What are you waiting for, Michael?
Well, can't you answer me?
Now the ghost is moving. Because we can't even... Like, there's no chance that this would be a fake out because we saw him kill the boyfriend.
Annie, are you all right?
Annie, are you okay? Is how it goes.
Fooling around again? I'll kill you if this is a joke.
Because she's already dead. So he just turned the lights on and off? Michael, what's up? I'm also glad that Michael killed the boyfriend because I was starting to wonder if he was only going to kill women in this. Which, like, from a psychological standpoint, like, I could make sense of that from, like, the very beginning and what little we know of Michael himself. But, oh no, because we saw at the very beginning, not the very beginning, but earlier too, the doctor found like the red rabbit thing, and we saw that. He didn't see it, but we saw that corpse, and that was a male corpse. So more just I was glad that he killed the boyfriend, just to like settle that like theory kind of thing. You going to check out the other house? Not even gonna lock up behind you? The place you're supposed to be babysitting with 2 children asleep? Alright. Seems like a questionable choice. I mean, she had the keys, but it seemed like a pretty smooth transition from like one camera, like one shot to the next. it didn't seem like she locked the door on her way out. Like, unless your plan is to immediately turn back and go back into the house, that is very, like, incredibly irresponsible for a babysitter. Also, I do apologize, this movie is very dark, like, in terms of light. There's not a lot of light. No one's gonna answer. I mean, I say no one. Michael could have answered. But no one you want. But, like, here's another thing you can chalk up to being dumb, right? At this point, she is concerned, I believe, for the well-being of her friends, right? After the calls that she received. But not concerned enough to call the police, only concerned enough to go and check to see if there is indeed a murderer. And, like, if there is, what's your plan? So, like, this is on top of just having abandoned the people she was babysitting. It's just not a smart thing to do. Call the police if you think that there's something wrong.
All right, you meatheads, joke's over. Come on, Annie. It's enough.
And, like, the whole, like, joke's over. If you really think this is a joke, then just leave. Are there even any murders done upstairs? Oh, I guess she was upstairs when she was strangled. Because she didn't dress much. I don't think she got far from the bed. But I swear, like, another name for this movie could just be, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Hey, where was that light coming from? Where'd the orange light suddenly go? I don't think the jack-o'-lantern would have cast that much of a glow on the doorway. Oh, also Judith Myers. Also, that tombstone, it is, like, pristine. Like, Michael cleaned that and maybe even, like, re-engraved some of the words in it. That was perfectly orchestrated. How did Michael manage that? For her to see one corpse and then jump to another and then jump to another when she was just in the perfect position for all of those. And, you know, Michael's gonna be, like, there, right? In the shadow. Right? Yeah. Michael, how did you miss? Was the mask slightly askew, or are you playing? Because all of your other stuff has been just, like, pinpoint accuracy and feats of superhuman ability. How is the door locked from the inside? Oh, okay, at least there I can see a rake. I guess he locked stuff? Keep trying, Lori. Yeah, it took you some time, didn't it? Lori, keep running. Oh no, she tripped. Oh no, it's a horror movie. Hey, there he is. You lost the keys? In those tight pants? Good idea, girl.
Stop, please.
Not a noise of pain. Not a single noise of pain. You didn't get him. You didn't kill him. I assure you, he is still alive. But does she have his knife now? Why? Like, one, I would not just rest on the couch when he's like right behind me, even if I think he's dead. And two, you're just going to leave the knife? That's still when you like, either like you confirm or you just get away, you know? Like, I understand she is traumatized and exhausted,
Found the
but
car. He's here.
Where?
He's 3 blocks down. You go around the back of the houses. I'll watch the front.
yeah.
Go on.
3 blocks down, that's where I live. What a weird transition. What a weird transition. Like, it faded to black, like to move the scene, but the music also faded, but then when it came back in, it was the same track. Why?
I'm gonna take a little walk.
What is it, the boogeyman? I'm scared.
There's nothing to be scared of.
Are you sure? How?
I killed him.
You can't kill the boogeyman.
The boogeyman right behind you? Yeah.
Get in there, come on, Tommy. Now lock the door.
Okay, at least, Lori is trying to take their safety first. I mean, sure, she led Michael into that house, which was a big no-no, but that's already been done. Now that she's here, and Michael's here, at least first she's seeing to their safety, like telling them where to go, what to do, and then running for herself. Unfortunately, though, if Michael finds her, which surely he will, she has nowhere to run right now. Like, she put herself into a corner. A very tight quarters corner. And, like, if he didn't know she was there already, even though surely he does because of all the rattling, he knows now because of the whimpering. Yeah, you get him, Lori. She got his knife again. And did a big ol' stab. I mean, obviously he's not dead because there are several Halloween sequels. But I don't even think he's dead yet. Why did you throw the knife away again? Stop doing that. Just hold on to it.
Tommy, unlock the door.
She always throws it away as if in disgust, but like, that's your best
Come here.
defense right now. Got a lovely shot right now. Hey, look at that. Lori, don't you hear the music? He's behind you. Wait, so she got his mask off and that stopped him? I also didn't know the doctor had a gun, but like, good for him. See, Lori, that's more how you do it. Multiple shots.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Of course his body's gone. Credits are rolling. But I don't understand it. Because there is nothing to indicate that it's the end of the movie. You know what I mean? Like, Michael was stabbed like 3 different times, like first with whatever she had in her bag, and then with like the clothes hanger, which that was more just like a prod in the eye, you know, or whatever, wherever she hit him, and then with the knife. But oh yeah, and then it's over real fast. Okay, because I guess they did the credits at the beginning. I don't know, but and then he was shot multiple times, but the characters themselves are aware that he's not dead because his body was suddenly gone. The doctor confirmed that. It wasn't just that we saw the body was gone. The characters saw that the body was gone, you know? And so, like, let's look at, like, Chainsaw real quick, the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that I watched. That one, there was an ending because the main character that it revolved around, we saw got away safely. Like, we don't get to see the aftermath of, like, what happened with Leatherface or, you know, what happened with the main character of that. We just saw that she was, like, laughing crazily as she, you know, the truck she was on the back of drove away. But we know that she got out of that situation. But as for this one, Michael's just gone, and Laurie's just traumatized, but, like, in the same location. You know, she didn't get away or anything. It's the same as it was, like, earlier in the movie where, like, a bad thing happens to her, she gets away from Michael briefly, but then he could always just come back. And so, like, I guess the assumption is that Michael gave up for the time being, you know? But it was weird because there didn't seem to be any really real reason for the movie to end there as opposed to another time, aside from the fact that just, like, obviously the scriptwriters and whatnot, they're like, oh, well, there's more action to be had at this point, and they decide that there's no more action to be had at this point. But within the world of the movie itself, there's no indication. So, that was just weird. It just seemed very abrupt and kind of confusing. But, like, yeah, so about the movie itself, this one was weird. It was fine. Like, it was fine. Like, as far as, like, me being scared, it was honestly fine. I was much more frightened during Texas Chainsaw Massacre than I was during this one, because this one, like, there was a lot of buildup. Like I mentioned, like, Michael was a very patient killer. He just waited and watched and waited and watched and watched and waited, you know? And then, like, because he had multiple good opportunities, but then he just kept waiting for whatever reason, you know? Like, did Michael have a reason? I don't think so. I think it was just that the screenwriters had a reason, you know? They had a reason to make Michael wait, and that reason was to keep building up tension. But, like, the payoffs weren't anything too bad. The payoffs were just someone dies. But it wasn't even in a way, and I'm glad for this, don't get me wrong, I'm glad for this, but, like, it wasn't in a grotesque or shocking way that someone died, really, you know? Like, the first girl was strangled in the car, and then the other dude was stabbed, and then the second girl, but the third victim, was strangled with the phone cord. And then, well, and then that was it, you know? And then, like, there were bigger payoffs, I think, when Laurie herself was getting scared, like, first seeing the corpse on the bed, and then his corpse, like, fall from the closet door or whatever it was, and then the door happening to open to see the third corpse, which, by the way, again, how on earth did that happen? How was that orchestrated? Michael could not have known that that sort of thing would happen, because why would, like, that door randomly open and then she would happen to look inside, being in that perfect position to see her friend dead? You know? It didn't make sense. And really, I could apply that to most of this movie. It didn't make sense. Like, why was Michael out? Like, he had already escaped at the beginning of the movie. He had the superhuman strength and, like, speed and everything to, like, run on the car and, like, break the window, or at least crack it. Like, another hit seemed like it would have actually shattered it completely, you know? And the characters did so many stupid things, from the people who would just, like, willingly walk around that bush, even though someone was just like, yeah, this person's been stalking me all day and I just saw them and they're creepy and just standing, you know? Like, you're asking for death at that point. And, you know, with Laurie, again, like I said, they went back and forth with her being, like, a smart protagonist and a dumb protagonist, or, like, a responsible protagonist and an irresponsible protagonist, with, like, her observations of the vehicle and noting that it was the same one that she saw earlier, and then noting it again later on, and then being wary of the fact that she just saw a person staring at them from the sidewalk step behind the bushes. But then later on, she would do stupid things too, like, you know, just leaving the house to go check out the other house, even though she was, like, the reason she went to check out the house was because she was concerned for their well-being. But, like, if that's the case, yeah, you call the cops. You don't just walk in on your own, because if you think there's a murderer in that house, all you're doing going in there is being murdered too, or, like, putting yourself at risk for that. So it was dumb. And then, like, where at first she was good about babysitting, like, reassuring him and, like, just being a good babysitter, bringing activities and stuff like that. Like, it was cool. But then she was not, in how she just seemed to dismiss his concerns of the boogeyman, like, nicely, but still dismiss them. And then the third time, if I remember correctly, she, like, outright dismissed them and, like, again, like, threatened to punish him if he were still scared because he was scaring her. But it's like, you could just listen to him, and honestly, if she had, and she had called the police because of it, lives might have been saved. So, sucks, Lori, but kind of on you. Obviously, the fault is just, it's with Michael Myers, because he's the one doing the killing. But, if we're talking about, like, could characters have made decisions that would have led to better outcomes? Absolutely. Absolutely, they could have. Yeah, various things like that. Lori constantly throwing away, like, the knife. I say constantly, but the 2 times it happened. So still, 100% of the time she got the knife, she threw it away. And no, don't do that. And like, when he was dead behind the couch and she just, like, was chilling on that couch, how on earth? I feel like if you're that shaken, you'd want to get away from that. I feel like I would, and I don't understand what... And maybe it's just because I'm biased because I knew that he was still alive, and so I'm thinking, like, if you're just on that couch, he could just reach over and strangle you there. But, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's just that bias. It seems like that was a stupid thing for her to do. I think probably my favorite thing about this movie was how they tied in the very opening. With, like, first, it was from the perspective of little kid Myers, which I thought that was pretty cool. And that was, like, that was the introduction that led to, like, this rumor, this, like, haunted house kind of thing, within the neighborhood of Haddonfield or whatever. I don't know if it's a neighborhood properly, but yeah. And so that was cool. But on top of that, it showed that there's just, like, it gave the introduction that something was wrong with this boy and that he was capable of murder, because if it had skipped that chunk and we just went to, like, the present day, I think that I might have wondered if the movie would have only been tension, because all it was for the longest time was Michael, like, opening doors or standing at a distance staring, or, like, his shadow moving across the wall. For the longest time, he had so many opportunities to do terrible things and he did not take them. And so if we hadn't seen the opening where we saw little kid Myers actually kill someone, I might have thought that he never would kill someone, and the entire movie was just this build up with no payoff in terms of actually something happening that was scary. So, I think that's probably my favorite part of the movie was the very beginning, because not only did it seem, like, cool and original with that first-person perspective of the antagonist, especially, like, it being a kid and that introduction to their, like, psychotic state, but also because, yeah, it lent more, like, credibility to the actual horror nature of Michael Myers later on in the present day. So, yeah. As far as favorite character, I think that has to go to the doctor, actually. Like, at the very beginning, I was less, like, when we very first see him in the car, less certain because he kind of seemed like a douche. But then I realized, like, oh no, because he's just Michael's personal doctor, and so he's seen some terrible stuff. And he knows what Michael's capable of, and he wasn't wrong. Because as soon as Michael got out, and he got out super easily, as soon as Michael got out, he went and killed 3 people, So, yeah. And then in the end, the doctor is actually, like, he was the voice of reason throughout the movie, He was the one that that was telling the police, like, no, you have to go and, like, watch this, like, neighborhood. It's not safe. There's a killer on the loose. He is the embodiment of evil. He is the boogeyman. And he was the one who, in the end, actually saved the day. He was the one who shot Michael and, like, saved Lori, because otherwise Lori was absolutely going to die there at the hands of Michael Myers. And, you know, Michael did get away, and then the movie decided it was over, but he was the one who, like, resolved the conflict. So, kudos to you, Doctor, whose name I do not know. Kudos to you. So I think that's all I have to say about this movie. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. You know, whether you like this movie, whether you dislike this movie, what you think about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And if you have any key moments from this reaction itself, let me know in the comments as well. But yes, I hope that you all enjoyed this. And with that, we're calling it here. So have a good one, everybody.